Hi, Monarch students. This is Ms. Kurganin. I am going to take a few minutes of your time to tell you how to put together your UN population change slides. So as I shared in my demographic transition model lecture, you are going to be finding population pyramids from a generation ago, that's 20 years, from now, and from the future. And you're going to be comparing those population slides to other countries in the region. While you're doing that, you're also going to use this fancy vocab right here. So you need to have at least 5 of these bold words in your presentation. It does not count to have just stage 2, 3, 4, 5 and count that as like 4 different words. That's a no. You have to use like infant mortality rate or standard of living or industrialized or demographic change. So let me show you what you're putting together. And I also am going to lead you through how to use these different websites. So I had you keep track in the assignment that was for Intro to Demographics. You had a chart where you started to write down your indicators for your population, your crude birth rate, your crude death rate, your infant mortality rate. If you did not do that, then you're going to need to find that. It says collect data here. And this website called the United States Census, if you set this tab right here to demographic overview, and then you get the year, choose 2020, and then you choose your country here. I'm going to choose Afghanistan, and then you go bam, and you wait. It's thinking, it's doing its thing, and then it's going to give you data that's going to be in your report. So you can see here the population, which you have to add on 3 zeros. So add on 3 more zeros and you've got 41, what is that, 41 million. The fertility rate, the crude birth rate, the life expectancy, the mortality rate. So you're going to follow this column down. So you're going to need that data. Now let's go back and see what else you need. You need some population pyramids because the directions say you have to analyze 20 years ago, now, and in the future. So to go to your population pyramids, you're going to use this website right here. It says populationpyramid.net. And what's helpful here is it has a download function right here in the corner. And when you download that image, you'll be able to use 2 fingers to cut and paste it to your slideshow. So you need to have your country though. So what is your country? Is your country, I'm going to click into Afghanistan again because that's easy. So here's Afghanistan. What is Afghanistan? That's looking like a 2, almost a 3, in between a 2 and a 3. But maybe my country was, go down here and go back to, let's go to Japan because we keep using that as a case study for a stage 5. So I'm going to go into, oh, sorry. Here's Japan. And wow, that looks totally different. So it's starting to balloon and you see all these old people. And then again, I'm going to download that image. But this is, what does the population look right now? I want to go into the future. I want to go move it. So what is it? It's 2020 now. I want to go to 20. It doesn't have to be exact. So I went to 2044. That's good enough. All right, what am I? Now I'm a super 5. That's like huge. Okay, what was I 20 years ago? Let me go back. Can you see where I am right here? So it's 2000, but I'm going to go back. And there's 2000. And now I'm going to go back 20 years. So actually, sorry. That would be like right around. Sorry. I know I drive you nuts with my lack of computer skills. Okay, there. So Japan used to be a 4. Now it's a 5. So then I would download that population pyramid. So this is the website where you can get these images. Let's go back and see what else we need to do. We need to be able to talk about and do some outside research of the demographics. What's going on? Why is the country doing what it's doing? So there's some places that you can go for that. You can go into demography of your country. Like I could just type demography of Japan. And then I could read the Wikipedia article and see, well, what's going on historically with Japan? Why is Japan the way it is? And it's got historical population. So it's got a little bit about what's going on there, population density, and then let's keep going. And all right, okay. So now here they're talking about migration and immigration. And so there's a lot of information here where you could find what's going on and maybe would explain why is your country how it is. And what else do we have? World life expectancy. So I've showed you this website before in my other lecture, but this is looking at what are ways that you can die and tries to compare the health and safety of countries to each other. So this is a great place to get information and to research your country. And when you have all of this information, you're ready to present what have been the demographics of your country through time. So if I look at Mr. DiCarlo's Croatia example, which is here, I don't know if I've opened it as well. I'll open it up again. Oh yeah, it was right here. Sorry. So here's Croatia's population changes. In the first slide, you have to have 4 to 5 bullet points of what's going on in Croatia 20 years ago. So he says that Croatia was a stage 4, that the life expectancy was increasing, they're living longer. He has some information about the crude birth rate and the infant mortality rate, but he's done some outside research. He's like, I can see that some of the guys are missing here because there was the Yugoslav wars. And I noticed that there seems to be some males missing right here because they were in wars. So he got that from an internet search. He says that there seems to be some gender balance between the older females. Politically, he says that he can see that Yugoslavia broke up and it created conflict with new nations, and he can really see that in this population pyramid. So again, some outside research historically about your country. You could even go back to the Boulder Public Library website that we've been to and look at the history of your country to see what's been going on that might explain your country's population pyramid 20 years ago. Then let's look at now. Then you need the now. Well, what does it look like now? And so you would have, what stage are you? He's determined that it looks like a stage 4. He's got some information about the fertility rate and the crude birth rate. Again, they're bolded because you need to use at least 5 bold words in your slides. So they're like the money words here. He says they might need a pronatalist program. They might need to get people to be making some babies here so that they're not ballooning into a stage 5. And he did some research on that worldlifeexpectancy.com to find out that colon, lung, breast, and prostate cancer seem to be the leading causes of death. The next slide, or if you can fit it on your second slide, is to compare your country to other countries in the region. So here's Croatia. He's comparing it to other countries like Ukraine, Czechoslovakia, or the Czech Republic, and Poland. So it looks like it's pretty similar in shape to those other countries. So regionally, they have a lot of the same demographics going on. So you're asked to compare to other countries. You either can put that on your second slide, or you can make like a third slide if it's not all going to fit. All right, the last slide is, what are you going to look like in the future? Again, you need 4 to 5 bullet points. You need 5 vocab words. And what are you going to be in the future? Well, it looks like Croatia's headed towards a stage 5. He talks about the life expectancy, the crude birth rate. He seems that there's going to be people migrating out, or they may need people coming in to be the workforce. And he notices an elderly dependency ratio. So he did a good job using that vocabulary. This slideshow is not a very long slideshow, and these do not need to be complete sentences, but they do need to show your knowledge of the demographics of your country, the reasons people are living longer or not living, the reasons that people are leaving or coming, and a little bit of the history on what was going on 20 years ago. What do you think is going to be happening 20 years in the future, especially with climate change? So please reach out to us if you have questions as you are putting your slideshow together. We're going to give you lots of class time for this as well. Thanks a lot, you guys. Good luck with this.